Everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David, Baruch Hashem, Erev Shabbos, Parshas Yisroi, Kabbalah Torah. What is supposed to learn Torah today? Every day, Baruch Hashem. And we're going to continue in Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Tzitzit. We're in Halacha Hey, and today, with Hashem's help, we'll finish Zion 7. All right?
We're at the end of 7.
No, we're in the middle of 7.
Yeah.
We're up to Vezeh Bechinas Tzitzis. This is the aspect of Tzitzis. So we're learning this whole concept of being able to give rebuke and how to give rebuke. And if you give the rebuke in a positive way, the rebuke can be beneficial. How a person will understand that the things that he did wrong till that time, instead of them being something that the person is disgusted by, rather, as he gets closer to Hashem, he understands the Torah. He understands that those things were all situations that Hashem put him into in order to rise, to be able to transform them into positive things. So even if the guy, like Reb Mordechai was saying before, if the guy was driving to shul on Shabbos or whatever he was doing, it didn't matter. He didn't know at that time. He didn't know, and he was doing that. And who knows how many things he was doing wrong every time you drive, every time so there's gas that's being burnt each time, and it's so many different things. It's so complicated. But again, so the person gets to think, wow, I didn't realize how important Shabbos was. I had no idea. And then then he gets closer to him, and as he sees Hashem had him do those things, because that thing was such a problematic thing. Because it was so low, it could be raised up so much higher. Okay? And that's the point of the whole thing. And tzitzis can help me do that because, again, when I see the tzitzis, it can help remind me what's important in life. Right? The problem is that we forget. We forget what is our tafkid, what is our goal in life. And that's our real problem. We forget. We're not mindful. We're not always mindful of what we're supposed to do, and that's why we have to see the tzitzis, and we need to do all the different mitzvahs that keep reminding us to bring us closer to Hashem. And that's the whole point in this study. So here we go. The Rebbe says today, Hashem Yisbarach Kedei Liskar Mitzvahsav Shaloi Nosor Achar Libenu. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us this mitzvah of tzitzis. And again, we say this parsha at least 3 times a day, right? We talk about the tzitzis at least 3 times a day. It's the first mitzvah of the day, the first beged that we put on in the day, and it's the first thing that we do, and it's and we speak about it each time. We shouldn't go after the desires of our hearts and our eyes. That itself is teichacha. That's rebuke. And that is why. Because I would like to see this. I would like to go here. I would like to do this. But what the Torah says, don't go after your heart. Don't go after your eyes. Understand what's important. So the tzitzis is actually giving you rebuke. The tzitzis is rebuking. Remember what Rabbi Mordechai, you said the story the other day? The guy went to the house of Ilva, right? And the tzitzis hit him in the face. Was that rebuke? The tzitzis gave him rebuke, right? It hit him in the face. Why? Why did it hit him in the face? Because that's what tzitzis does. Tzitzis is reminding us to get closer to Hashem. Tzitzis is there for that. All the mitzvahs are really there, but now we're focusing on the mitzvah of tzitzis, okay? But really, Reb Nosson is going to show us every single one of the mitzvahs. As we go through Shulchan Aruch, every one of the mitzvahs is there to guide you, to bring you closer to Hashem. As the Zohar says, that the whole Torah is 613 ideas and advices to bring you closer to Hashem.
So can I ask a question here?
Of course.
So tzitzis is, would you say it's one of the things that reminds us? Because when we put on tefillin, there is a passage before. Some people read this.
Yeah.
I love those. And it tells you the very same thing, that you put it next to your heart because you're supposed to listen with your heart. And so the tefillin also has a way of, it's telling you to pay attention to all of your senses, hearing, seeing.
But the Torah says that in the parsha, but forget about it, that prayer is beautiful. But if you take a look at the words of the Torah, right? And you see, right? Right? In other words, the Torah is telling us to do that. In other words, the Torah is telling us where the tzitzit, where the tefillin go. And the tefillin have to go next to the heart, so I can remind me. Bein einecha. So you see how really the tzitzis works together with the tefillin. And that's why you'll wear your tefillin when you have your talis on. Because they complement one another. They complement one another. The tefillin is there, but you first put on the tzitzis, right? Everyone agrees you put on the talis first, right? And then you'll be able to then put on the tefillin, and it can be more effective. So it's a program, and we're going to get the tefillin in Mitzah Hashem. And you're going to see how Reb Noson's going to connect the tefillin back to thing. But you came up with a beautiful idea.
For some reason, the tzitzis doesn't. I feel that way more about the tefillin than I do about the tzitzis.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm just.
Okay, so but Mordechai, that's why you're in the class now, and we're learning about the tzitzis, so you can develop that appreciation for your tzitzis. You already developed, Baruch Hashem, you developed the appreciation for the tefillin. But now you're here because, and why do you have to come now? Hashem sent you because now you have to see how special tzitzis are. That's all, okay?
Well, I'm going to paraphrase Reb Chaim that one of the themes of this whole class, which has been so powerful, is that Reb Noson's not coming to tell us to do anything new or different.
Exactly.
He's causing us to think about what we're doing already in our day, and we can add so much richness.
Right, as you're putting on
Hashem.
Exactly, like David saying, you're not. In other words, Reb Noson's not telling you to do another thing. He's telling you you're already doing this anyway. Wait a second, you're already doing this anyway, so let's get the most bang for our buck out of what we're doing anyway. That's what the study is. In other words, no one will disagree that you shouldn't put on a talis, right? No, everyone agrees you put on a talis. The people you marry, you put on a talis. Sfaradim, they put on it, everyone puts on a talis. Whatever the rules are, everyone follows their own customs. But everyone agrees there's a talis, and you put it on. So now we're just going to learn what's the beauty behind the tzitzis, and how can that help me on a daily basis to come closer to Hashem. That's what we're doing, okay? Now, Ki al yedei tzitzis shu bechinas chut shel chesed, right? The tzitzis we said is the chut shel chesed, and we all need the chut shel chesed. We need Hashem's chesed in our life, and we want more of Hashem's chesed. So the tzitzis can help me find more chesed in my life. Like we said, the tzitzis is 72, the same gematria as chesed, right? Al yedei zeh zoichem lebechinas hateichacha shel Sadiq emes, and through that you can come to the teichacha, to the rebuke from the true tzaddikim, from the true people that are coming to do that because they care about the Jew. A tzaddik cares about the neshama. See, that's the beautiful thing about going to a tzaddik. When you go to a real tzaddik, the tzaddik doesn't see, he's not looking at the person himself. The tzaddik sees the neshama that's causing the person to tick. He understands that. And that's what the tzaddik is focusing on. So even though the person himself may have all kind of mistakes and all kind of misdeeds and all kind of things, the tzaddik's not looking at that. He sees the neshama. The neshama is beautiful. Then the tzaddik is looking at the neshama of the person. That's beautiful. So when the tzaddik sees the neshama of the person, right? When he sees that neshama, and then he sees the guf, and he sees all the different challenges that the guf is going through. So what he does is he'll try to talk to the person in a way to rectify the things that the body is going through to make the neshama shine. You understand? So he'll do it in a way that'll motivate the person. He'll do it in a motivating way, not in a way that's going to be a derogatory way. It'll be in a way of motivation, which will help raise the person. So that's why we keep focusing on the tzadikei emes, because the true tzaddikim see the beauty of the Jew. They know that every Jew, every neshama is eternal, and they see the eternal aspect of the person. They're not looking at the guf. The guf, we have our guf for whatever it is. Every Jew should live to 120 and be well. But the guf, either way, we always say he should live to 120 and be right, 120. But the neshama is eternal, right? So that's the point. So in other words, when the tzaddik is giving rebuke to the person, he's giving rebuke to the person in order to help the neshama, because the neshama is eternal. Yeah, go ahead.
So how do I find and know who is a tzaddik that is alive today that can help me with that.
So we believe in Breslov that even the tzaddikim that are not alive, even the tzaddikim.
Well,
wait a
I
second.
can't go talk to him.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can go to Uman, and you can go to the Tzion of Rabbeinu Zal. Yes, you can. Even during the war now and all of that, we all went, and it's no problem, right? It's no problem. We all went. And we have a custom to say vidui. We have a custom to say vidui, to say how do you say vidui in English? Confession, right? We have a confession on Erev Rosh Hashanah. You can do this anytime.
So there is no alive right now Sadiq.
No, I didn't say that. There's a tzaddik adar. There's always no. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's one of the things that the Tanya brought that down. Also, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu he made such a chesed for us that he didn't put all the tzaddikim in one generation, right? And he scattered them, he spread them out. So there's always going to be a tzaddik in each generation that can help people. That can help the Jewish people.
So do you know one?
Let's not discuss. Okay, we're discussing the concept now. We'll talk about that later. Okay, right now.
Tuesday night, the shul.
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
Right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right now we're discussing this is the concept to understand what the importance of the tzaddik is, and what the importance of us having a connection to the tzaddik. Because the tzaddik can help us in an eternal way to motivate us in such a positive way, where if you go to other people that can't appreciate the neshama like the tzaddik is, so then their words may be a lot more harsh and their words may be damaging. Does that make sense? Is that fair to say? Yeah. Okay. Shein bechinas Maisha. So the tzaddikim are an aspect of like Maisha Rabino, right? Maisha Rabino. Through their rebuke, they give a sweet aroma. They give a beautiful aroma to the neshama. They make the neshama smell so nice because the neshama is special. The neshama is a chelik elikamimal. The neshama is a piece of the Rebbeinu Shalom inside of every Jew. The neshama is in every single Jew. So the neshama wants to shine. We want our neshama to shine. But the Yetzer Hara is bothering us and cheppering us all the time. He's bothering us all the time. Well, what happens if I put on the light on Shabbos? Because it'll make me enjoy. I'll enjoy the Shabbos better. Or I'll do this. It'll help me enjoy. That's all the Yetzer Hara. It's trying to drive us crazy. We know what's right. We know what's right. We know what's wrong. So why do I even entertain those things that the Yetzer Hara is bothering me with? Why do I entertain it? You want to, Yetzer Hara, you turn on the light. Don't bother me. I want to keep my Shabbos. The rabbis told me what to do. I keep my Shabbos. Yetzer Hara, you want to turn on the light? So go turn on the light. Leave me alone. You go do it. Why are you bothering me? Why you want to ride in the car? Go buy yourself a car and ride in the car. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Why are you bothering me? You understand? That's what the tzaddikim can help us with. You understand? All those ideas that come in our head, where are those things coming from? What's motivating us to think in that way? It's all from the other side. It's all the other side. All those questions, all those things are all coming from the other side. All right? Does that make sense?
I'm not there yet.
Okay, good. That's beautiful that you understand it. That's beautiful. You're not there, but that's our goal. Our goal is to understand anything I'm thinking about. If it brings me closer to Hashem, that's something I want to engage in. Anything that's going to come and challenge my closeness to Hashem, that I'm going to discharge. That's the program. That's the program.
That I agree.
Okay. Oh, wow. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Bechinas nerdi nasan reach. The same idea that we said the words. Oh my gosh, the beautiful words. Nerdi nasan reach. The naft. I think it's naft. Nerdi is naft. Something that smells something so nice, and it gives a nice. I don't know what these. I'm not a maven on the different spices. I'm sorry, but it's something that gives a nice reach. Nasan reach. It gives a nice aroma. Shafilu hamasim royim nishapchin lezechuyos v'naisim reach toiv. So that's what ultimately the tzaddik can do. The tzaddik can bring that person onto the path that he can make a tshuva. So those things that were he transgressed on so long ago. Like we said yesterday, it could have been for days, it could have been for years that he was transgressing. But he'll take all of those things, all of those iniquities, all of those problems, and turn them all into beautiful diamonds and gems which were something that was so. It was something so unpleasing, and it'll turn into something so beautiful. And that's really the point that it's at. We can sense this via our garments. We could sense this beauty through our garments. Because the garments are in the lavush, the garments that we're preparing for our neshama. So every time we do Torah Mitzvahs, right? Like David was saying before, the Tajish, right? Every day, the main thing is that we have the mitzvah that we have to learn Talmud Torah, right? That's what the Chazal teach us. So we're supposed to study Torah all the time, right? So the Chazal instituted in the because we don't have, like David brought so nicely, you don't have the carbon atomid. Because we had the carbon atomid, and that was so sad that we don't have that, because the tamid shall bein arbayim. We had the tamid shall in the morning, right? Then we had the tamid shall bein arbayim, right? So the tamid in the morning would forgive us for any sins that we would have done in the evening. Anything that we did wrong in the evening, that carbon atomid would come, the daily sacrifice would come, and it would forgive us for those things that we may have done wrong at night. And then the Talmud Shal Bein Abayim, the one that we brought in the afternoon, forgave us for anything that we did during the day. Mainly, the mitzvah, the lack of studying Torah, our closeness to Hashem. Right? Our closeness to Hashem. That's what we learned. The whole thing, the whole idea of the Beis HaMikdash was, when we went to the Beis HaMikdash, was to bring us to have that das. Right? The whole idea of the Beis HaMikdash was to bring us to have that das. And we have the das, like we're learning, that even though, and that's what we're learning here, that even though I can't study Torah all day, but I can make my daily events. And like we said, it's not that the midrash, it's not as medrash who at the ikar. It's rather the maisim is the ikar. In other words, why am I learning Torah? Why do I study Torah? Why do I study Likutey Halachos? Why do I learn Gemara? Why do I learn Halachos? So I know how to live my life. If I don't study, I won't know. But the studying is not the main point. The main point is doing. When I do a mitzvah, I have to know how to do the mitzvahs. Everything is a mitzvah. Like you said, excuse me, when you have to go to the bathroom, you have to know how to go to the bathroom, right? What hand do I use? I can't use this and I should use that. That's a mitzvah, right? But if I don't study it, I won't know that, right? If I don't study...
but if everybody would give me their tithing, I, as a Kohen, which I'm also part of Levi, I could learn all day.
Yeah.
So, but... if everyone is supposed to learn all day, where does our parnasa come from?
So that was so in the Torah we had Yisachar and Zvulun, right? Yisachar and Zvulun.
I don't know what that means.
We had the two tribes. Two tribes. Yes. So they said to each other. That well, we can't learn all the time. We like to go and do business. We like to go, but the other one says, well, we can learn all day. So they made a deal.
I'm familiar with that deal.
Right, so you'll learn all day, and I'll work, and I'll support you, and then this way you get supported, and you'll share your Torah study with me because I'm supporting you. Right? So we have that concept. So we have a concept where you can be working from the Torah, where you can be working, and you can be studying, engaging in Torah at the same time if you do it the right way. Right, and today, if we support Torah institutions, so then we're involved in Torah study as well, and that's why it's so important to give money to Torah institutions, right?
But if you take it literally, and you haven't had that not the except for sin, but how to do it in a different way, then you sit there and.
So what if it means like you do like make your living, but like every free moment, you should be learning.
No, I'm totally in line.
Yeah, okay, that's all.
That's not.
Right, okay. So when we study Torah, we do mitzvahs, we're preparing garments for our neshama.
I guess it's kind of like myself. I'm working for myself. I'm working so I can learn.
Learn. That's it. That's right. So that when you do that, wait a second. When you do that, your work is part of a mitzvah as well, because it's only that's enabling you to be able to learn, to pay your bills, to do what you or take care of your responsibilities. So then that is a mitzvah.
And when you do that, that's when Hashem says, "I'm going to only make you work 4 hours a day."
Whatever it is, whatever.
So that you can have enough parnasa.
More parnasa and everything will work. Again, when you bring Hashem into our lives, that's the main point here. Bringing Hashem into our lives. Being cognizant that Hashem is with me all the time. This is the whole point of all the Hasidic teachings. Every single one is to bring cognizance into my life that I know Hashem is with me. That's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. Okay,
so your work becomes a holy act too.
Right.
Yes.
It's holy.
Yes, exactly.
Now,
I'm making a partnership with myself.
Yeah.
Just like I do with you, I'm doing it with myself.
There you go.
Okay, that's what I'm trying.
Make sure you don't fight with yourself, because partners sometimes get into a fight. Okay.
I do fight with myself.
Okay. but find the good, but find the good deeds in yourself. You have to always find the good deeds. Okay. Now, b'chinas chalukah the rabbanim, which means it's the garment of the rabbis. Of the rabbis. And what is that, the garment of the rabbis? Because the tzaddikim, the rabbis, would always study Torah. And they would prepare the beautiful garments. They would always have the beautiful garments, not for this world, but they saw that, and they understood that everything, like the Chavetz Chaim said. You know, there's a beautiful story with the Chavetz Chaim. Maybe we'll say it right now quickly. There was once a very wealthy man. There was a very, very wealthy man traveling, and he wanted to see the Chavetz Chaim. And the Chavetz Chaim lived in Radin, right? Over there in the little whatever, okay. And this very wealthy man came to the Chavetz Chaim's house, and he knocked on the door. And he asked, "Can I see the Chavetz Chaim?" They said, "Yeah, it's right over there." He says, well, "This is the whole house?" He had one room, one big, one room house. Yeah, this is my house. This is my house. So he sat down with the Chavetz Chaim, and he said to the Chavetz Chaim, like, "Okay, so like, where are all your things? Like where are all your possessions? Like, where are all your, where's your china closet? Where's all your silver? Where's like?" "Well, I don't have that. I don't." So the Chavetz Chaim asked him, "So where's yours? Where's yours?" "Oh, well, mine's in my. I have a villa, back where I live. I have everything over there. I have. Oh my gosh!" He starts telling him, "I have such beautiful china dishes, and I have such beautiful this, and I have beautiful that." So he says to the Chavetz, "So where's yours?" He said, "Oh, mine is in heaven. I'm just traveling right now." He asked the red man, "So where's all yours?" "Well, I'm just traveling. I don't have it with me. So the Chavetz said, "I'm also traveling. This whole life is just a traveling. You understand? It's just a traveling. We're just traveling. So I don't have my stuff with me either." He was preparing his garments, and he was preparing his china and his silver, his nice beautiful menorah, everything he's going to have in Shemaiah. He has it, preparing it over there. That's what it means, chalukah de rabbanan. They're not working for this world. They're working for the next world, because they understand that everything they do in this world, every action can be a preparation. It is a preparation. But what are you preparing yourself? Are you preparing yourself a nice place in downstairs, or are you going to be upstairs?
So I have a question about that too.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, I do. I have a question about everything, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Sure. So I really believe, as I keep getting closer to Hashem, I have a Garnet inside me here on earth.
Yeah. That's called the Garnet Natachtan. That's the Garnet Natachtan, the downstairs Garnet, right?
So, downstairs Garnet?
No, from down here, because we're down in this world.
But why do we always say it's for the future when we can have it here right now?
Oh, no. Of course, you can have that, but that's part of the chut. We keep talking about the chut shel chesed, right? So that is the chut shel chesed that Hashem is giving you in this world. But however good that feels, no. And it's great. Believe me, it's great. But that's the tiniest little taste of really what you're preparing for yourself. That's just Hashem's giving you a little, like you go into the store, you want to taste something, they give you a little thing on a little spoon, right? Yeah. But then you get the big ice cream, right? right. When the kids do that, right? I was in the ice cream store the other day. The kid I was watching, it was the funniest thing. The kid said, "Kid, I knew I'd tell the Tom this one." Then she gave the user, "No, can I taste this one, this one?" I think that kid got a whole ice cream just on tasting.
I guess there's such a contrast between.
But that's what we can do. That's what we can do. You can keep tasting and get the free ice cream here in this world. You can get it. But you're going to get the real ice cream. The big ice cream is going to be for you up on top.
Right.
Whatever you like. That's going to be waiting for you upstairs. That's going to be waiting for you upstairs. So yes, you can experience it in this world. And the fact that you're telling me that you are, that means you're on the right path. Keep it up. Keep it going. That's good. That's good. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so now, here we go. The Mushna Sham, B'chinas Chalukah D'Rabban, V'al Kein Al Yedei HaAveros, Chas V'Shalom, Nasim Begodim Tzayim. But when a person, Chas V'Shalom, doesn't do the right thing, and he's engaged in the wrong things, so now he's preparing garments that are soiled garments, right? Soiled garments. Chas V'Shalom. U'Begodim Tzayim, Zeh B'chinas Reach Ra, Shalamasim Royim. And the whole idea of the soiled garments is the idea of the Reach Ra, the foul odor from the soiled garments. Right? It can be soiled with excrement. It'll have a foul odor. Royim, very bad. Shareach nimshach b'godim daike. It comes and extends to those garments because again, those are the garments he's going to prepare for himself up on high. Those are the garments he's working for on high. He's going to have soiled, smelly garments. Does the neshama want that? The neshama doesn't want to wear that. He'll throw it out. If a person has a soiled garment, you throw it out. What is it? He doesn't want it. The neshama doesn't want such a thing. Because according to your actions, that's how your garments are going to be. Either they're going to be beautiful, pristine garments, or they're going to be worn and soiled and ugly garments. The main thing is the reach, is the scent, the odor. Does it give off the nerdi nos and reach? Is it going to give off a beautiful scent? Or chas v'shalom, is it going to give off a foul odor? Here we go. Through the mitzvah of tzitzis. Here we go. Here's the mitzvah of tzitzis. Shem tikkun begodim. That's the repair for our garments. Why? Because that's the true garment that we wear. The tzitzis is the real garment that we wear. Right, that's the tikkun. Through that you'll come to the teichacha that's worthy, a worthy teichacha that can be beneficial, that can bring you closer to Hashem, that can help transform all of those iniquities and bring them up to bring them into become gems. Through the begadim, you can bring up, you can raise up and have a beautiful aroma. Right? What is that? The reach that gives that the mitzvahs themselves have a beautiful aroma. Every mitzvah you do has a beautiful aroma. And how are you going to get a lot of those different spices and the beautiful aroma? How are you going to get that? It's tluya b'begodim. It's dependent on the garments, which is what the mitzvahs that you do and the way you do the mitzvahs. Kigayin tzitzis, the way you put on your tzitzis. Do you feel the tzitzis is special? Do you feel the beauty in the tzitzis? Do you realize that this is a true garment? Like the story I told you when I was in Miami, I saw that he was kissing his tzitzis, he was kissing his tefillin. He understood this old Jew. He understood that this is his true garment. He got it. He understood this is his true garment. It was so beautiful, right? Ki tzitzis hu bechinas teichacha toiva. The tzitzis is the rebuke that's good for the person. That has medicinal value for the neshama. It brings up the reach tov. The main thing is again in the begodim, and the tzitzis is the tikkun of begodim. That's the garments that a person makes according to the way his avodah is. His avodah, his service of God in this world. Shezeh bechinas reach samnesayach daika. That's what it means. The reach samnesayach, that it's found in the begadim, and that's the main point that we're trying to get over here. Can we go a little further? We have a few more minutes, David, or should we stop? Yeah, we'll do one more. No, maybe we'll stop over here. It's Erev Shabbos. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Kol Tuv.